Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question that could change your life. What would happen if, starting today, you decided to fully trust yourself? Not halfway, not when things felt safe, but completely, even in the face of fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Think about it. How many dreams have you put on hold because you second-guessed your ability? How many times have you stayed silent, stayed small, or stayed safe simply because you didn't trust your own voice? The truth is, the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not talent, it's not luck, it's not even opportunity. It's trust. Trust in yourself. When you finally choose to believe in your own strength, something powerful happens. Your mindset shifts, your actions change, and the life you once thought was out of reach begins to move closer. This is not just about success, it's about transformation, becoming the person you were meant to be when fear no longer controls you. In this speech, I want you to lean in, stay with me until the very last word, because what you're about to hear are truths that can break chains, ignite courage, and open doors you didn't even know existed. If you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever felt like life had more for you but you couldn't quite reach it, then this is for you. By the end, you will understand why trusting yourself is the most powerful decision you will ever make. So open your heart, open your mind, and let these words sink in, because today is the day you start seeing yourself differently. Today is the day everything changes. Self-belief is the invisible foundation upon which every success story is built, yet it is often the one thing people overlook while chasing their dreams. Before any goal is achieved, before any victory is won, there must be an unshakable conviction deep within that says, "I can do this." Without it, the tallest ambitions collapse under the weight of doubt. With it, even the most impossible challenges begin to look like stepping stones. Self-belief is not arrogance. It is not pretending to be more than you are. It is a quiet certainty that you are enough, that you carry the strength and potential to create, to build, to rise. The world is quick to remind you of your limits, to highlight your flaws, to replay your failures. But when you believe in yourself, you silence those voices and turn inward to the only voice that truly matters. History and life itself have shown us that countless people have succeeded not because they were the smartest, the strongest, or the most privileged, but because they carried within them the confidence to keep moving when everything around them screamed, "Stop." That kind of belief pushes you through rejection letters, through the long nights of working when no one is watching, through the times when it feels like nothing is changing. It is a shield against negativity, a fuel when motivation runs out, and a compass that points you forward when the path is unclear. Believing in yourself is a choice you make every day. It does not mean you will never feel fear, but it means fear will not control you. And it does not mean you will not stumble, but it means you will rise every time you fall. When you believe in yourself, you are no longer waiting for someone to approve you or crown you with confidence. You grant yourself the permission to try, to fail, to grow, and to eventually succeed. That shift in mindset transforms your actions because the belief inside begins to match the steps you take outside. People may doubt you, circumstances may push against you, but if you carry self-belief, you carry an inner strength that cannot be stolen. It is the starting point of all achievement, the ground beneath every dream, and the fire that keeps burning even in the darkest night. Silencing doubt and fear is one of the most important steps toward trusting yourself and unlocking your true potential. Doubt is the whisper that tells you you're not ready, you're not good enough, or you might fail if you try. Fear is the weight that chains you to the ground when your heart is pushing you forward. Together, they are the invisible barriers that stop more people than failure ever will. When you allow doubt to take the lead, you second-guess every decision, hesitate on every opportunity, and hold back your true voice. Fear, when left unchecked, magnifies every risk, blinds you to the possibilities, and convinces you that staying safe is better than stepping into the unknown. The truth is that greatness has never been achieved by those who stayed in their comfort zone. It belongs to those who learned to silence the voices of fear and doubt, even when their hearts were trembling. Silencing doubt and fear doesn't mean you never feel them again, because both are natural emotions. It means you decide not to be controlled by them. It's the act of choosing faith over hesitation, of turning down the noise of negativity and turning up the volume of courage. You do this by remembering your past victories, even the small ones, because they prove that you have faced hard moments before and come out stronger. You do this by focusing on action rather than perfection, because fear thrives in overthinking but weakens when you move forward. Every time you take a step despite doubt, you build more confidence. Every time you face fear and push through it, you discover a new strength within you. The people who trust themselves the most are not those who never felt fear, but those who refused to let fear paralyze them. They understand that fear is often a signal that growth is near, that doubt is simply the mind's way of protecting you from the unknown. When you recognize this, you can use those feelings as fuel instead of barriers. Silencing doubt and fear is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing courage over retreat, self-trust over hesitation, and progress over comfort. The moment you stop letting fear and doubt dictate your choices, you reclaim control of your life and open doors you never thought possible. The power of inner guidance is one of the greatest strengths a person can ever develop because it allows you to move forward in life with clarity, even when the outside world is filled with noise and conflicting opinions. Trusting yourself means learning to listen to that inner voice, that instinct, that quiet pull that tells you what feels right and what doesn't. Too often, people get trapped in seeking approval from others, constantly waiting for permission to act, to dream, or to take risks. They live in hesitation because they're afraid of judgment or rejection. But when you learn to trust your inner guidance, you no longer depend on others to validate your path. You become the driver of your own life instead of a passenger waiting for directions. 2. Inner guidance is not always loud. Sometimes it comes as a small whisper, a gut feeling, or an unshakable sense that something is meant for you. The more you trust it, the stronger it becomes, and the easier it gets to separate your true desires from outside expectations. Society, family, friends, even strangers on the internet will have opinions about what you should or shouldn't do, but those voices cannot live your life for you. They cannot feel your passions, they cannot carry your burdens, they cannot walk in your shoes. Only you can do that, and that is why your inner compass matters more than any external approval. Following your inner guidance also teaches you responsibility, because when you choose your own path, you own the results, whether they bring triumph or lessons. This responsibility builds strength and resilience because instead of blaming the world, you learn to adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. Every step you take in alignment with your inner guidance deepens your trust in yourself, and that trust transforms into confidence that radiates in your actions. Great change in life rarely happens when you follow the crowd. It happens when you trust the pull inside you, even if others do not understand it yet. The power of inner guidance is what separates leaders from followers, dreamers from doubters, achievers from those who simply exist. When you begin to trust that voice within, you unlock a deeper sense of purpose, and your life starts to align with the vision only you were meant to see. Resilience through self-trust is the force that keeps you standing tall when life tries to knock you down. Everyone faces failure, disappointment, and setbacks, but the difference between those who rise and those who stay down lies in the belief they carry within themselves. When you trust yourself, you know that failure is not the end of the road, but a temporary detour. You stop viewing obstacles as proof that you're not good enough, and instead you see them as opportunities to learn, to adapt, and to come back stronger. Self-trust becomes the anchor that holds you steady in the storm, reminding you that no matter how hard the fall, you have the ability to rise again. Resilience is not about avoiding pain or pretending life is easy. It is about facing difficulties with a mindset that refuses to quit. When people lack self-trust, every setback feels like confirmation of their doubts, and they give up before reaching the breakthrough waiting on the other side. But when you carry trust in your own abilities, you interpret failure differently. You recognize that rejection is redirection, that delay is not denial, and that the process of growth often requires enduring challenges that test your strength. This shift in perspective turns resilience from something you occasionally need into something that becomes a way of life. Every great success story is filled with moments of failure, moments when giving up would have been easier, but self-trust pushed them forward. It is not talent alone that carries people through tough seasons. It is the belief that they can handle the weight of the struggle and transform it into progress. Resilience fueled by self-trust allows you to take risks, because even if things don't work out as planned, You know you'll have the courage and creativity to rebuild. That inner confidence frees you from the fear of failure and gives you the stamina to keep chasing your goals when others would have surrendered. Trusting yourself does not mean you will never feel broken or exhausted, but it means you will never see yourself as defeated. Each time life tests you, you remind yourself that strength is already inside you, waiting to be called upon. Resilience becomes natural because you no longer measure your worth by setbacks, but by the way you rise from them. Self-trust makes you unstoppable because when you believe in your ability to recover, nothing can permanently hold you down. Courage to take bold steps is born from the moment you decide to fully trust yourself, even when the outcome is uncertain. Life does not reward hesitation, it rewards action, and action often requires moving into the unknown with confidence that you will figure things out along the way. Too many people spend their lives standing at the edge of opportunity, paralyzed by the fear of failure or rejection. But the ones who move forward are those who trust themselves enough to take risks others avoid. Bold steps are not always about grand gestures or massive leaps. Sometimes they are small but decisive actions that change the direction of your life forever. The courage to start a new venture, to speak your truth, to walk away from what no longer serves you, or to invest in your dreams even when no one else believes in them. These are all acts of bravery that come from inner trust. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for the perfect conditions and begin creating your own. The truth is, there will never be a moment when everything is guaranteed, but self-trust gives you the confidence to act despite uncertainty. Bold steps separate those who dream from those who achieve because it is not enough to simply want change. Every bold step carries risk, but it also carries reward. And even when things don't go as planned, the act of stepping forward builds resilience, wisdom, and experience that prepare you for greater victories. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move anyway. People who take bold steps are not fearless. They simply refuse to let fear control their actions. That kind of courage inspires growth, because every time you challenge your limits, you expand them. Every risk taken with faith in yourself strengthens your belief that you are capable of more than you imagined. This is how transformation happens. By daring to move beyond comfort, beyond the expectations of others, and beyond the boundaries you once thought defined you. The courage to take bold steps is what turns potential into reality. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Trusting yourself gives you the strength to cross that bridge, and once you do, you discover that the world opens up in ways it never would have if you stayed still. Transformation through self-trust is the moment your life begins to shift in ways that once felt impossible. Trusting yourself is not just a mindset, it is a catalyst for change because it influences how you think, how you act, and how you see the world around you. When you develop deep trust in yourself, your decisions become clearer, your confidence grows, and your vision expands. You stop living in hesitation and start living with conviction, and that conviction creates momentum. Transformation does not happen overnight, but the first spark is always lit by the belief that you are capable of becoming more. Without self-trust, even the best opportunities slip away because fear and doubt hold you back. But with it, those same opportunities become stepping stones to growth and success. The change begins internally. Instead of constantly second-guessing yourself, you learn to stand firm in your choices. Instead of looking for validation from others, you find validation within. That inner shift leads to outer transformation because your actions begin to align with your true values and goals. People notice the difference in how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you move through challenges. The confidence you build from self-trust radiates, and it attracts new possibilities, relationships, and experiences that match your elevated mindset. Transformation through self-trust also reshapes your relationship with failure and setbacks. Where once you may have seen them as proof that you were not good enough, now you view them as part of the process of growth. You understand that mistakes do not define you, but how you respond to them does. This perspective keeps you moving forward instead of being stuck in regret or fear. As you continue to trust yourself, you grow into someone who is not just surviving life, but actively creating it on your own terms. Every great transformation starts with a choice, and that choice is to believe in yourself even before the evidence appears. Over time, that belief evolves into habits, actions, and achievements that completely redefine who you are and what you are capable of. The moment you truly trust yourself, you step into a new version of you, more resilient, more courageous, more focused, and from that place, everything in your life begins to change. When you trust yourself, everything changes because you no longer live as a prisoner of doubt, fear, or outside judgment. You begin to build your life on a foundation of self-belief, silencing the voices that try to limit you and listening instead to the quiet but powerful guidance within. You rise after setbacks because you know resilience is already inside you, and you take bold steps because courage becomes stronger than hesitation. That trust transforms how you see yourself and how you walk through the world, turning every challenge into growth and every risk into possibility. It is the spark that ignites transformation and the force that carries you toward the life you were created to live. So as you leave with these words in your heart, I challenge you to trust yourself more deeply than ever before. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for certainty. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now, the power is within you, and the world is waiting for the version of you that only self-trust can unlock. Good luck on your journey. May your courage never fade, and may your belief in yourself open doors you never thought possible. Thank you.